Did you guys know that he knew it was going to happen before it did?
Yes.
Well, he had opportunities to run. He had opportunities to hide, but he didn't. He chose to sacrifice himself for all of us. That's quite a sacrifice, don't you think? Can you imagine being expected or expecting to sacrifice your own life for everybody else? Or for people you know, even people that you care about? That's still a big sacrifice. Is dying for family is a big sacrifice. But can you imagine knowing that you are going to be beaten and bruised and bloody? He knew what was going to happen. He went to the cross covered in bruises and scrapes. His back was bloody. He was hurt pretty bad. He was hurt so bad he couldn't even carry his own cross up the hill. Well, they put him up there and they said, "You're the king of the Jews. You should be able to save yourself." Mocking him, teasing him. And Jesus even prayed for all the people there, said, "Please, Father, do not be mad at them. They do not know what they do." Jesus, while he was bloodied and bruised and hanging on the cross, he was still thinking about everybody that was alive and everybody to be alive, how he was helping them. That's a lot of love he had for all of us, don't you think? And he didn't even know us, and he sacrificed himself for us who's here today. Now, the weather there during that time, it was probably hot. So he's on the cross in the sun, in the heat, and he's probably getting thirsty. You know what they gave him to drink? Vinegar.
What? Vinegar.
Vinegar is a very sour thing.
Oh, I love sour. I love sour.
Well, how many of you? All right. All right, raise your hand if you've ever tasted vinegar.
I did.
All right, raise your hand if you've ever smelled vinegar.
Oh yeah, everyone.
All right, most of you guys have smelled vinegar. You guys know how it burns your nose when you smell it?
No.
Yeah, we don't need to be talking. Just nodding yes or thumbs up is all we need here. If you smelled it and you know how it burns your nose, can you imagine? He was beat. He probably had cuts in his mouth and cuts everywhere. Vinegar burns, just like it burns your nose, it would burn a cut. He was thirsty. His throat was probably really dry. And if you smelled vinegar, you guys know it probably would not be very good to drink if your throat was dry. You've eaten salt. A lot of you guys have eaten salt and vinegar potato chips. It is not one to eat without something to drink afterwards, is it? Then they continue to mock him. "You're king of the Jews. You're king of the Jews. Save yourself. Save yourself." Well, he hung on the cross for hours before he died.
What?
And when he died, they say the sky turned black. Do you think the people then realized that they made a mistake? Yes, they did. They realized that they killed somebody who should not have been killed. Jesus prayed for us to his last breath to help save everybody that had been born, was born, and would be born. That is a sacrifice I don't know if many people could make, even if it was for the greater good of everybody to exist, to be hurt so bad, and to die in such a brutal way.